Hey coach, if you're struggling to make sales in your coaching business so people aren't signing up to work with you, then the problem might not be your marketing and it probably isn't your sales. It might not even be your offer, at least not the way most coaches think about their offer. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did to solve this problem for myself in my coaching business so that hopefully you can take the lessons learned in this video and use them to solve this problem for yourself. Now, if we haven't met, hey, I'm Nathan, and I went from a struggling vocal coach to growing my coaching business to $5,000 plus per month while I was full-time employed. And since then, I've worked with over 1,000 coaches to help them grow their coaching businesses, and here is what I have learned. For most coaches, especially if you are good at what you do, the problem isn't what you do. The problem is that you don't know how to communicate what you do to the marketplace in a way that the market perceives as valuable. Yes, your offer might be the problem, but that doesn't mean you need to change or lower your price. That doesn't mean you need to lengthen the time you work with clients. That doesn't mean you need to create a book or downloadable resources or you need some kind of special community. The problem is not with what you do. The problem is conveying what you do to the marketplace in a way that the marketplace perceives as valuable. Indulge me in a thought experiment for just a second. Imagine that there are two coaches. All right, Coach A and Coach B. Coach A has 10 years plus experience in coaching. Coach A went through a structured coaching program and now has the qualifications to do what they're doing. They're a qualified coach. Coach A has spent countless hours creating an amazing course that they're going to give their coaching clients, has made downloadable resources available, has a community, meets with their clients on a weekly and regular basis. Not only is Coach A qualified to do what they're doing, but they are the proof of the process they preach. They were at point A, which is an undesirable place, characterized by maximum pain and minimum value, and they are now at point B. They are the proof of the process they preach. They are the living embodiment of their promised transformation. So that's Coach A. And then we have Coach B. Coach B didn't go through any structured coaching program, doesn't have any certification, doesn't have a course, hasn't written a book. Coach B may not even be the proof of the process they preach. Coach B may not even care about their coaching clients as much as Coach A does. Here's the question. Who wins in business, Coach A or Coach B? Hey coach, quick reminder. If you know you have value to offer the marketplace, but you are struggling to grow your coaching business, then I would like to invite you to join my private online community, the Coaching Hub. When you join, not only will you get access to more than 1,000 coaches who are all in the community to both grow their coaching business and connect with other coaches who are there to do the same, but you will also get access to the Profitable Coach Roadmap. Now, this is my 3-day online training that will show you exactly how to lay the firm foundation on which all profitable coaching businesses are built. Because coach, no amount of sales and marketing can make up for a poor business foundation. You can both join the community and get access to the training for free. I look forward to connecting with you. Now let's get back to the video. Now the answer most coaches would give is Coach A wins every single day. And the truth is, that's not the way the market works. You see, the market doesn't care about what you put into your coaching program. They care about what they believe they will get out of your coaching program. Nobody wakes up thinking, I need a coach. Not unless they already know how working with a specific kind of coach will lead to them achieving their desired transformation. Years of experience, qualification, the fact that you are writing or have written a book, the fact that you have a course, downloadable resources, the fact that you meet with your paying clients every single week for a 12-week program. These are all the things that you have put into your coaching program. None of this is inherently valuable to the marketplace. Not until you communicate why these inputs lead to that desired output that the market has. The truth is, coaches like Coach A lose to coaches like Coach B every single time. Not because their coaching programs are less valuable than Coaching B's type of coaching program, because that's not the case, but because Coach B doesn't even have all these amazing features to talk about. And so they're left to figure out How does the market, my ideal client, perceive value? What would make them want to work with me? What would make this a win for them? When all your time and energy is spent on figuring out how do you position yourself as the solution to your ideal client's problems, you often win the client. Now, make no mistake, I am not saying that you should be like Coach B. In fact, you should strive to be like Coach A because Coach A can deliver on the promise every single day. It is one thing to land a client, it is another thing to get your ideal clients from where they are to where they want and need to be. I am not knocking being qualified and being experienced and trying to make your coaching program valuable. What I am trying to point out is this: none of that matters unless you are able to communicate why those inputs lead to your ideal clients getting their desired output, which is a transformation. This phenomenon of converting the things you have put into your coaching program, which are features, into the corresponding benefits that your ideal clients will perceive as valuable. In other words, they will believe it will take them from where they are to where they want and need to be, is called crafting an irresistible offer. Putting out something to your ideal clients they feel stupid saying no to. So, how exactly do you go about crafting an irresistible offer for your coaching program? Here's how. There are 4 elements. Number 1, person. Number 2, problem. Number 3, promise. And number 4, process. Not only are those the 4 elements, but it is important that you convey the message in that order. Most coaches get it wrong because they lead with process. I've got a 5-week, 6-week, 8-week, 12-week coaching program. We meet every single week at 7 p.m. I've got a course and downloadable resources. Coach, your ideal clients don't care about that yet. What they care about is solving their problem. So let's begin with the first. The first P is person. The first thing you need to get laser targeted on and hyper specific on is who you are helping. Positioning yourself as the coach who can help anyone and everyone achieve your promised transformation is the same thing like positioning yourself as the coach who won't attract anyone. Someone who's at the beginning of their journey is attracted to something very different to someone who's much further along in their journey. If you're a fitness coach, what works for a CEO who's only got a couple hours available a week to get in shape versus an athlete who's training to compete in the Olympics, what is attractive to these 2 ideal client profiles is completely different. And so trying to attract both means you lose both. You need to be hyper-specific on who you can help. My approach to that is the founder market fit. Who is the person who you were when you most needed the information you now have? The person who you were 5, 10, 15 years ago. That is the person who can most benefit from the information you have. Describe that person in detail. Skip this step on being hyper-specific about who you can help, and you will lose your ideal clients to competitors who take the time to describe their ideal clients in detail. The second P in the framework is problem. Where are your clients now? And what do they believe is standing in the way from getting from where they are to where they want and need to be? When you can describe your ideal clients' darkest pain and deepest desires better than they can, they will naturally assume you have the solution to the problem. They will come to see you as an expert, and for that reason, they will sign up to work with you. You need to be hyper-specific on what the problem is. What is their point A in the journey, characterized by the maximum pain and minimum value related to the problem your coaching program solves? The third P is promise, specifically your promise transformation, which if you are the proof of the process you preach, then it is how your life looks right now as it relates to the problem your coaching program solves. So what does it look like having the problem solved? How does it show up in your finances? How does it show up in your social life? How does it show up in your relationships? This is your point B. And the distance between point A, where they are, and point B, where they want and need to be, is the problem. And the bigger the distance between point A, where they are, and point B, where they want and need to be, is how big that promise is, and subsequently, how big the business opportunity is for you. And the fourth and final P in the framework is process, specifically your process, your coaching program. This is you showing how you help a specific kind of person who's at a specific place characterized by the problem and wants to get to a specific point B, which is characterized by your promised transformation, how your process is the vehicle that gets them from point A to point B. So here's what this would look like for my coaching business. I help qualified coaches who know they have value to offer the marketplace and are the proof of the process they preach. That is my whom. A hyper-specific who, not aspiring coaches, not coaches who are already running successful coaching businesses and now want to build a team. No, I help qualified coaches who know they have value to offer the marketplace and are the proof of the process they preach. That is my hyper-specific client that I help. That is the person. What is the problem? Well, this is their point A. They are active on social media, but they aren't seeing any business growth from their efforts. They're constantly lowering their prices when they jump on sales calls to land clients, and sometimes they even work for free. And they have not cracked the code to generating a meaningful and predictable income for their coaching business. That is their point A. What is their point B? Well, they want to attract people into their ecosystem who want to work with them. They want to be able to convert a percentage of those people into paying clients, and they want to generate a meaningful and predictable income for their coaching business. And they want to do all of this without sacrificing their health, their happiness, and their relationships. That is my point B, characterized by the promised transformation. So what is my process? Well, I have a 90-day online coaching business accelerator. In the first 30 days, I help coaches clarify and validate their coaching offer so that they have proof to go along with the bold promises they make on social media. This increases their perceived likelihood in the marketplace, and it's the reason a total stranger would choose to work with a coach in the first place. In month 2, I show them how to design and deploy a sales system that predictably converts potential clients into paying clients. And in month 3, I show them how to build a marketing system that attracts total strangers on social media who match their ideal client profile and drive them into their sales process. Coach, that is how I went from someone who was struggling to generate a meaningful and predictable income for my coaching business to growing my coaching business to $5,000 plus per month without sacrificing my health, my happiness, or my relationships. Now, if you would like my help in both crafting an irresistible offer for your coaching business so that you can land more clients more consistently, and you would also like to build a highly profitable coaching business, then I'd like to invite you to book a free 45-minute one-on-one coaching session with me I call the Profitable Coach Audit and Action Plan. On this call, we will look at your business goals, and then we'll look at your business through the lens of sales, marketing, and fulfillment to identify what constraints exist or what is preventing you from growing your coaching business. Then, based on what we discover in the audit, I will give you a tailor-made action plan to go about removing those constraints, because it is this simple. When you remove the constraints in your business, you will grow your business. I'll link to the audit both in the description of this video and as a pinned comment. If you're serious about growing your coaching business and you wish you had a proven process, a simple system, and personalized support, then I look forward to connecting with you in the audit. I'll see you in the next video.